Hey everybody, my name is John Gardina. I'm a special ed teacher at Perry High School. First time ever taking this course. Actually, the first class I've taken at Fort Hays University. Hopefully, this is working for everybody. Just trying to get here started. First time ever use these programs before. I feel like I'm getting old when I say that, but I'm not 40 yet. But let's see if I can get this for everybody here, the layout. So this is my first module for ED 850. As you can see, I'm not a catcher, just coaching there for a game. My traditional demographics are I was actually born outside of Cleveland, a little bit east in Euclid. Lived in Concord, where I went to a Catholic school, and then moved out to Perry. I went there from grade 7 to 12. After there, I went to John Carroll University, which is just a little bit east of Cleveland. Great opportunity I had there. Actually majored in history, met my wife there, and then I went to Notre Dame College a few years later in 2007 and got my master's degree in education and a licensure in special ed. I've been in education for 13 years now. I believe this is my 14th year. I'm starting. I was 7 years at Auburn Career Center, a vocational school where we had 11 different school districts in 2 counties merge into the center that I was at. When I was there, I had multiple roles from an intervention specialist to job coach, internship director, and was also part of the negotiation team for the contract in 2007 and 8. Learned a lot during that time and had 2 different superintendents and 2 different principals as well. When I left Auburn Career Center in 2012, I became a teacher at Perry, where I actually graduated from, and I'm now, or have been, a coach for baseball and for golf for about 7 years. Family-wise, big family person. My wife is also a teacher who I met at John Carroll. She has been teaching biology and anatomy at Bay Village High School, which is west of Cleveland. She has been there her entire tenure. She is a wonderful educator, and she probably would not like this class that much because it's online. She's very old school, traditional, but she does use PowerPoint, so we'll give her that. I have 3 kids, 8, 6, and 3, and my wife and I are expecting this month. So hopefully I get all my assignments done on time, so I don't have to worry about that before the baby comes. So this class is very important to me because I know that the law for administrators is very important. My administration has been very good to me. Both my special ed director and my principal and vice or assistant principal at the high school. The principal who's been here, the head principal, has been here the entire time I've been, which will be 7 years. Our assistant principal has been here 3 years now, and they are big believers of relationships. So you may be able to see on the screen that the relationship is the biggest piece. We have PLCs, which is just learning communities that we have once a week. I co-teach in the math department, so we have math PLCs at least once a week. We have a special ed PLC once a month. Next year it'll be changing to twice a month. And our high school building meetings are twice a month, every Tuesday. And during our meetings with the building, we mostly talk about curriculum, any changes that have taken place through the state, end of course exams here in Ohio. That's the main thing that we are doing. We did have a curriculum change as well. We still are going off grades A, B, C, D, and F, but it's changed in how we do it, where there's numbers. It's a long story of how to explain this, but It just is based off of numbers, like 3 being the highest, then 2, then 1. And then we have a rubric that's attached to demonstrate to the kids what a 3 looks like, which is proficient, accelerated, in progress, or needs improvement. So it was a big change for us throughout this year of how to grasp how this whole new system works. We feel more confident by the end of this year as teachers, most of us, that it's going to work out for the best for teachers and students, particularly for the feedback. Pursuit of greatness is the second thing. Part of our culture plan here at Perry High School is they believe of getting better every day. That's both teachers and for students. Having a growth mindset over a fixed mindset. And we actually had speakers come in through the group Focus 3, the Kite family. They are their own organization. They're a big part of Ohio State football program. That's how we actually we heard of them through our superintendent, because one of our players from our school actually attends Ohio State University, plays for them right now. But they came in a couple of times a year for the entire school district and for our students as well, and talked a lot about how to change the culture. And the biggest thing had to do with relationships and your mindset. So my administration's big on that. I'm a big believer of that as well. I think that's where it starts. The last item is personal responsibility. They talked a lot about in this Focus 3 that you control what you can't control. So they call it the 20 square feet. Brian Kite and his father just talked about how you control what you can't control. And that it's either a positive outcome that you're going to have or a negative one, but it really is based on your whole mindset. So that's a large piece of our administration, very goal oriented. And then, like I said earlier, our curriculum is new for us this year or last year, and it will be again this year. So the parents had to go through that. But I have nothing negative to say about my administration. We're always updated once a week through emails by both our principal and assistant principal, and through our PLCs, and which one of them attend every week. They're here all the time. Actually, I golfed with my main principal this morning, and when I got to school today to work on some stuff for summer school, my assistant principal is here. So I have nothing negative to say about them. Like any administration, they hopefully have the right mindset, no pun intended through this, but just to do the right thing for the kids and for the school district. And that's just to improve everyone, their staff members and their students, and have a great experience during that time. My self-critique would be, I know special education law since I've been doing it for, like I said, over 10 years. That doesn't mean I'm an expert at it, but I know the ins and outs of IEPs and how important that is. I do remember when I was at Auburn Career Center, they said that 40% of all lawsuits were special ed related. That really stuck in my head. And it's very important because it is a federal document with the IEP. So I'm pretty familiar through my experience. I feel more comfortable with it. Very important, for the landscape of our public education system as well. The thing that I really want to learn during this class is I need to know more policies in regards to up-to-date laws from my state, which I know that's on me from being in Ohio, but also at the national level. Anything that's new that could help me understand how to be a better administrator one day. And then lastly is know the state laws, and then also the Board of Education laws for my school district. Those are the big things that learning as a coach, that there's board policy and then there's state policy, and then once they're implemented, that you just can't go against the grain on them. They are what they are. It's black and white, and just do our best to make sure that we're following those on a daily basis. My plan of improvement, as I mentioned earlier, is just to be better educated in state and national laws. Make sure I know where to access resources to help rely on any situation before any situation will occur, or conflict. Making sure that I'm prepared, knowing my playbook, of what are the most important things. And I know safety